Hello everybody, this is Jeff Hill, President of eTechnos. Today we're going to take another step into customizing and creating your Benefits Easy sites for your customers. What we've done in video number one is how to create an initial or clone a website to get started. The next thing we're going to do is just cover all the things that we generally see on the home page. So that's things like the logo, the banner, the color schemes, some of the buttons, basic text, all the things that we're going to cover in the basic setup of a new site, and of course coming back to it later for when you need to change, edit, or customize the site at any point. So what you know is once you log into your admin, you'll be familiar with it more and more every time you go into it, but when you hover over My Sites, you'll see all the sites that you have for your clients. The master is the one we usually show in demos and make clones of often, and what I did in the last video is made the Jeff demo site. So what I can do is go to the dashboard, which I'm already on, and then what we're going to do, a lot of times what makes it helpful is to be able to see the site as we're making changes. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can just refer to it by clicking View Site. It'll change the dashboard into the site. A helpful tip is to right-click on Visit Site and open it in a new tab. If you want to do it even further, if you have two screens, go ahead and pull that down to the side on another monitor. Another thing I do sometimes just to see how it looks as I go is open up a different browser. I'm in Firefox right now. Often I'll open up Chrome and have the whole site there, and I can just click on it right here, grab that, copy and paste it, and put it in a different browser. Any of those things will work, but we definitely see some benefits as you're going, reviewing and seeing what changes you made in case anything looks funny, or you want to just look at it like custom colors, see what you think, make some more changes. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to click on this. We're first going to talk about the most basic things. Company logo, the hero or banner image, basic text, video or no video, taking that off or changing that, and then all these buttons on the bottom, as well as the help desk and the footer area. These are all the basics that we're going to do on this video of getting a site set up. Future videos will be things like managing and adjusting all the pages and the nav, and of course editing pages. So let's get right into it. Let's go with logo. All you need to do is hover over Site Settings, the top one, first place to get started, Site Settings. It's easy actually just to click those three site settings, banner, and font and color, and just follow them down the page, making the edits that are pretty well laid out so you know what you're doing. First one is a logo. Okay, so upload a logo is as easy as clicking on that. If you want to see if there's a logo already in here, you can access the current media library. If it's a demo, by the way, we can sometimes there'll be sample logos and companies. Actually, most of them will have samples in there, but we'll just do a sample by just going and selecting files. All right, I will have that. It's going to open everything up just like you'd see on any other sort of system. I'm going to open up our training library, save them wherever you might go. I'll get right into Benefits Easy. I created a folder ahead of time. If you're doing this for a client, most people organize themselves by creating a folder when they're going to make a new site. Drop in all those PDFs and logo files. It's usually the first step of just kind of getting organized. I did the same thing. So there is some sample files I threw in here. So let's do this sample company logo. We'll try this guy. How about that? All right. First thing in, it'll load. If I need to make some edits to this, it's not really that important to change the title. No one will see that very often unless they download it. So if it's something you want to add just another level, I usually don't unless there's a great reason. There it is if I want to look at it or choose the image. So just real quickly, what I do is after I make any big edit like a logo or something like that, I go ahead and update settings, go to the demo site, and now you can just hit refresh. So first thing is, there it is. A very common basic thing is just image sizes. What is the sizes of images? In the help document, it will tell you, and there's a whole section, and there's going to be a whole video on just image sizes and how to make changes to that. But if it's ever big or distorted or doesn't look quite right, you always can go to your library, your media library right here. Find any image, and you'll see it has a really great use of using the system to make edits. Okay, first it'll tell you how big it is. Our guide tells you all the preferred dimensions of images that fit without anything having to be edited. But if you need to, you upload something that's just way too big, it gets cropped out, whatever it is, hit Image Editor without having to go to an outside program or use Illustrator or anything like that. Go in here and change the dimensions to whatever you like. So if it's really big, like 3,000 pixels, you can go in there and just change it to 500. You'll see the dimensions change on the opposite box. That keeps that aspect ratio so it doesn't get all distorted and too tall and too wide or squished in there. You just hit scale. And it's saved, already saved right there. If you ever want to rotate it, if an image or picture looks better, if it was flipped, that's what all those things are. Or if it comes sideways, whatever. Really simple, really great way to use that inside the site. So we go back to our site settings. You can do that. Some people like to have a custom favicon. That is the little icon. See that right up here. A fun little customizable tool that, you know, maybe not everybody notices, but if you're really putting a custom spin on that, make sure you point that out to your groups. We did this, we customized it, we really want it to look like you. Here is an actual, and most people have an icon of their logo, or you just go find an icon image that you think. It's obviously small, but you just upload that just like you did the logo. You can see also right here, this Jeff demo site dash benefit portal is this text. So if it's client name, you might put that on there. If you have a custom naming, what's really big, of course, at eTechnos is that we can create for you a white label environment. So if it is agency portal, you know, is the URL you signed up for this, and you want to just change it to that, you can change the site title and the tagline with ease and just hit update. In another video, we'll talk about with the login, because part of the users is also when do you want to force them to use that login. We'll refer back to that spot. If you do it right now, there really isn't a forced login setup, but just so you know what that does. All right, next thing, moving on. Banner settings. This is where we have the name, the text, the button, video, and the background or hero image, sometimes referred to. Even the text, it's currently white. So you can see we can change all this text to something that fits better. If your image is a little bit lighter and black would stand out, that's where we can do that. Change the image itself, video, and then I think that's it on the most. So let's go to it right off the top. Okay, any text. This is as simple as, you know, copying, pasting, typing anything out. I'll just put a, just so we know it saves. Okay, the buttons, right? That's that button right here. View benefits. If you change that, you can change that. View your. Okay. The button link. If we ever want to change it to another page of the site, that's what's easy to do that right there. Okay, so I'm gonna hit save just so we kind of make a habit of all these years. It's now my 22nd year making benefit sites. This is when I've learned to hit save as often as I can. So make a habit to hit save anytime you think about it, then you're never worried about losing something. So there's our text, there's our new button. We can change that whatever we need. So let's go back to that. By the way, here's the text color. So like we said, if we wanted something a little bit darker, I'm sure it will not look awesome if I choose one of these things, but I will, just for fun, go ahead and hit save just to prove it works and just to reinforce what we're talking about. Probably pretty terrible. Yep, not great. Cannot leave it as it is. It's just impossible. I have to go back and do that. Okay, so let's do this. After I update settings, get it back to white. The next couple things on here is the video. So a lot of people have seen on that, a master site might have an employer-focused video or employee, an open enrollment guide, or demos show the open enrollment guides often. If you have something to put in there or you want to remove it, it's super easy. Can't be any easier than right here, hitting delete and hitting save. All right, so no need for video, or you're going to change that later. You don't need special embed programming, which is great. You just simply remove that, the text is gone. Okay, but let's say we do have a video, something we want to see. So I'll open up. All we need to do on this, if you go back, it says, okay, just copy and paste the example below. You need to see, here's an example, youtube.com/v equals, oh, there's this guy, and I'll pause him. All right, we'll just go to one of our videos. All right. Let's see what's a good one on that one. All right, so whatever video it is, just pull it up, go right up here to the top, and you can see it from the V equals, hit copy. If you're not sure, again, here's our example, youtube.com/watch, yada yada, V equals this one. That's all we need for us to tag it inside that. There's YouTube, update, refresh. There you go. Helpful tips and tricks depending on if it's active or unlisted. There's a couple of things you might see in there. Thumbnails. So just know that when you're uploading your own videos, there's some things you might run into of like, that thumbnail doesn't look like. Making sure if you can edit, you might change some of those things. Various settings on anybody's video that you might want to do. If it's yours to be able to show. These are all those kind of things that you might want to look at to kind of look through and see if that works. So again, go up to this spot, copy just that, go into the site, there we go. You hit that, close that dude, refresh, and see the videos. Okay. Takes a little bit for it to load and show the thumbnail, but it'll work just great. Okay, last thing on there is the banner image, the background banner image. If you want to make edits, so we have a number of them in the system that are set to do that, but if you ever want to upload your own, you always can do that. Our image helpful guide tells you it needs to be pretty big, right? For any of these kind of images right here, this is a pretty big image, so you don't want to upload anything too small. It's just not going to look right. So uploading any sort of image, go through that knowing, once again, you can change it. So you'll probably see some sample ones that we thought were pretty cool. You can change them, or again, upload them, change the size of the image with ease. So I'll just change that. Make my changes, hit refresh. And the important thing about that, as you know, is there's that text color we were just talking about. Not great for this one, so we'll change it with a click. Customize it with custom colors if you'd like, or with just one click. And that's really the fun part of going through the basic benefit sites is creating these customization, these small things that clients really like. Okay, so let's go on to the next step. That is the fonts and colors. As it goes through that, it's going to have a list of just sample ones. The current main ones is this primary color. This is this blue banner right underneath here. So if I wanted to change that, this is the one where you just kind of get a feel for things that you like, different styles, different custom colors. There's various tools we'll have a video on if you ever want to find the exact hex code color of it. There's easy tools that you can download and add on. It's a little eyedropper that lets you tell you this exact code, or you can surf through that until you kind of get one that kind of makes sense and hit select. Okay, you can change that. The button colors, same idea. You can see that the button's blue and you hover over it, it's white text. You can change that very same thing. Change the color to something awful. This is indeed going to be awful, but just to show the difference. All right, so there you go. Different options on that. Go through that. There's some accent colors that go through the site to make it look the way you'd like to. So when it comes to that, the last thing we're going to show on this last one, it's not in the same section. It is going to be the footer. Okay, so just like it says in the guide, it actually tells you to go to Appearance, Widgets. On the right side, you're going to see a footer. All right, click on that, click on the text, whatever the case may be. If you want it powered by your company, your agency is obviously the most common. With a link, you can change that with ease. So if I don't want that on there, your benefit agency, There you go. Break the link. And now I want to hyperlink it again. Just click. Really standard in any web tools. Insert link. Copy and paste. Whatever the case may be. Bad typing. You even hit the link options if you want to ensure the URL is there, or opening in a new window. You can do all those things right inside the site. I didn't really hit save. That's all you have to do, and hit save, and it's going to say done. Close it up. Okay, so the only things we have not done, the only things we haven't done that we talked about covering on the getting started is just these buttons right here. Okay, so in this section, so you see this is unlinked, all my terrible colors. So the way we get to edit some of these other sections is actually a good intro into our just pages. How to edit pages of the website. These are all found on the dashboard under pages. If you can click all pages, you'll see all the various pages that we'll either talk about in more videos or you just go as you work through the site, but there's one for home page. So let's take a quick look in the editor. We'll spend more time on how the editor works when we go to the next section, which is editing pages. What's important to do this is as you scroll down, you'll see the editor. All right, this is places where it hovers over how to make edits, to make changes to the text, to the heading. So you can see right this one. All right, custom text benefits at a glance. That would be right here. The text header, text and button. These are things that kind of flow to how you see it on the site. Looks a little bit different, but you can see there's a left box, middle, right, and I'll tell you about the right one. Make any changes, you just hit the pencil. Make any changes, you hit the pencil. Make any changes, hit the pencil. Where you want it to go. Again, on this one, this is already set to go to the benefit page of the site. But if somebody said, hey, I'd really love that to go enrollment or wellness, whatever the case is, you can change all the details and add a link for where it needs to go. It can go inside the site or outside. Absolutely fine. Those are two. This right one is because our sites have a really cool feature where this employee focused video is created by our team and added to the site and updated on the 15th of every month, usually around the 15th. So that is giving them a fresh experience, a fresh video, and it's always on topics on how to better use and manage your benefits and wellness and life, healthy life in your family. So that is why on the site, this one is grayed out because it is set with a little piece of code that when we update your videos, it does it for all your sites every month. So you want to leave that alone. If you ever have a special request where you need to break that or put it on that, just let us know. We'll be able to help you with that. Scrolling down was that last section. This is some of our sites has the employee help desk. It'll probably have your name on it at the first time you do that. So it's already in there. If you ever need to change the text or the button or the image, it's all right here. You can see it's great to be able to see them side by side and know this is where I change the heading, change the text, and even change the image. If I want to use a new logo, your own company support logo, any sort of branding you might have, and then of course there's the button. It's set to go to the contact us page, but if you need it to go to an email or any other place, you of course can send that. You can even have it go to your agency website. If people have questions or help, anything like that is easy to do. And this is also a good reminder as you're inside the site, as you'll learn as we go along, hitting update after you make any changes, saves it, makes it live. We really didn't make any big changes to that, but that's a really easy, straightforward way. So with that, we've gone through every step of the homepage customizations. The last thing is, currently, if you need an additional language than English and Spanish, you need to contact eTechnos to easy plug in for us to add to specific sites. It doesn't happen very often. That's why we didn't want to give you more and more things that you need to learn how to do. So if you ever have a translation need, all you just do is hit support and we'll be glad to help you. That should wrap up this video. It's a big chunk of how to customize your site. I hope if you have any questions, you let us know or go to the support site. We're always here to help. Thanks, everybody.